What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk. You know, Immanuwel Aleem. Okay, you guys, Immanuwel Aleem versus Juan Montiel. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know both of these guys, Immanuwel Aleem is 21-3, with 13 knockouts, and his residence is Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to Richmond, Virginia. You already know, and he's ranked number 49 in the entire world of boxing, in the country. So that's pretty good. More in the world. And he does fight. He does fight at the super middleweight division. We've seen him fight at the middleweight division as well. But now he's going up a division. So now he's going to be fighting in the super middleweight division. And he's going on against, a cagey, a cagey guy, and Juan Montel, which is, he's been around for a little while. Juan Manuel has, he's definitely been around for a little while. He's 23-6, you guys. And this fight will be going down at the Maryland Live Casino. And like I said, man, it's gonna be a really good fight. I think. I mean, I think both guys, have a lot to show. Juan Montel has been in there with Jamal Charlo, the actual bigger brother to Jamel Charlo, and the heavier brother. This is Jamal Charlo. If you guys are confused, this is Jamal Charlo, the one that fights at 160 pounds right now, possibly going up to 168. And so he's the heavier brother of the two, and he's been a champion at middleweight before, also, where you guys know that the younger, by I guess a couple hours or a couple minutes, because they're identical twins, the younger brother, fought at 154 pounds. Well, they both fought at 154 pounds, but he was undisputed. The younger brother was undisputed at 154 pounds. Collecting all of the belts. So they got a really good, family lineage. Juan Montel, who's fighting Aleem tonight, and that's another thing too. These guys have a lot of correlations with each other. Shout out to DC Mike TV, man. What's going on, my brother? How's everything going? Uh-oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. How's everything going, man?
Everything going good.
Yeah, we just started. Yeah, we just started talking about. I'm getting a little feedback from you, but we just started talking about, Juan Montel versus Immanuwel Aleem. I told the fans it is going down at the Maryland Live Casino, and out there in Maryland. This is going to be for the WBC FICA Box super middleweight title. Okay, so this is gonna be, one of those, smaller belts. It's gonna be on the line for this fight, man. This is a crossroads fight. This is one of those type of fights where, the loser is just going to the wayside. The loser of this fight, they're going down, and they're going down pretty quick. Because, I mean, both guys have losses, but I feel like Immanuwel Aleem is, let's just be honest, he's still in contention. He's strung off a couple wins in a row, and he's been doing pretty good. He strung off 3 big wins in a row, and his last mid-decision loss came in 2021. It was only a mid-decision, so that means one judge had it a draw, and the other 2 judges had it 97-93 against Vidal Jr. in 2021. That was in 2021. So now fast forward to 2024, ready to be 2025. Okay, almost 4 years later, where he strung off 3 wins in a row. He's going for his 4th win, and this guy Montel has been in there with some, some sure enough guys. You know what I'm saying? Let the fans know, who's Montel been in the ring with, and let us know a little bit more about Montel and Aleem, man. DC Mike, obviously he's from the DC area, so let the fans know what's going on, man.
Yeah, so obviously Aleem, former WBC silver middleweight champ. I don't know if you said that yet, but yeah, he's fighting Juan Montiel. He been in the ring with Hugo Centeno, who's been in the ring with Immanuwel. That's the common opponent they share. He's been in there with Carlos Adamas. He's been in there with Hami Munguia. He's been in there with who else? Who else he been in with? Adamas,
Yeah,
Hami.
he's been in there with some. He's been in there with some world.
Um,
He's been in there with some current or former world champions. So this is
yeah,
not no guy that's just been in there with Joe Schmo and we've never heard of him. He's 13-0, but nobody's ever heard of him. But Montel might have beat him. But this is a guy, Montel, in my eyes, that could possibly, if trained properly and focused properly, can't upset the apple cart. Because isn't Aleem the favorite for this fight? Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know. I talked to a couple of people. I
Uh-huh.
talked to the ring announcer from Washington D.C., Henry Jones, and I talked to the other reporter who reports for Boxing 247 and Eastside Boxing, and both of them said if the betting odds come out, Juan Montiel probably will be the favorite.
Oh, so you think Juan Montiel is the favorite in this fight? Wow. More than Aleem?
They were saying if betting odds come out for people to bet on it, the betting odds will probably have Montiel
A
the
slight
favorite.
favorite?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is actually news to my ears, you guys. This is news to my ears. I was thinking the whole time that Aleem would possibly be the favorite, being that he's only got 3 losses and none of them have been stoppage losses. Oh no, he did get one stoppage loss to Hugo Centeno in 2017.
But
But like I said,
what?
that was all the way back in 2017, and that was I believe that was at middleweight. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was at middleweight. Yup. And then before that, I think to this day, Aleem's best win is when he beat Katrov. I
For the
believe
title.
Katrov was an Olympian. I believe he was a gold medalist, and he beat him. And I remember when he beat him. He beat him in 2017.
Yeah.
Um, I believe it might have been on. Let me check. It might have been on the Wilder undercard. Check that fight real quick for me, DC. It's not a Corley boxing live stream if there's no technical difficulties. You already know how I'm coming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean breakups in the media, but yeah. So with this, with Katrov, he wound up beating him and stopping him. So
Yeah.
that showed me right then and there, because I knew about him before that. I knew about Aleem before that, but
Yeah.
that showed me right there because, mind you, right before that in 2016, Aleem was coming off of a mid-decision draw with Demond Nicholson.
But in my opinion, I think he beat Nicholson. He beat
Okay,
him.
so were you at the fight?
I wasn't, but I saw it. He beat Demond.
Oh, he beat you. Feel like that was a clear-cut win for him?
Yeah.
But the judges, they say at the end of the day, it's not my decision and it's not your decision. It's their decision. But I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like, it's a lot of robberies that go on in boxing. I didn't get to really watch that fight and study that fight
Yeah.
as much as, I vaguely remember it, but I just remember that fight definitely being close. I just remember it being close. But I feel like Aleem did get the edge on that. I feel like Aleem did get the edge on that. I really do feel like Aleem got the edge because Aleem did some things in that fight where he was slipping punches and being out of the range of Demond Nicholson,
Yeah.
a rangy fighter. Um,
Yeah.
Shout out to Nicholson out there, man. I think he's got a fight coming up as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's coming back on the sharpshooter outlaw card.
Okay, what date is that if fans want to know when they can find Demond Nicholson,
That's October the 19th, I believe.
Okay, so that's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay, so that's coming up this month, y'all. So if y'all want to see DeMar Nicholson, man, shout out a friend to the show. We've interviewed him on our channel. I know DC Mike, he's interviewed him on his channel. But that fight actually happened in Quebec, Canada, and
Yep.
that fight was a draw. And then right after that, he came off the huge win of his career, beating Ketrov and stopping Ketrov, knocking him down in the 3rd round and 6th round.
Yeah.
And eventually stopping him to capture the WBC silver middleweight title. But moving forward, man, this is a pretty good fight, man. This is a pretty good fight. I think styles make fights. Both guys are, are in contention, to get a world title shot. Montiel is coming off. He is 1-2 in his last 3 fights. And he's lost his last fight. You know what I mean? So he's lost his last 2 out of 3 fights. Is pretty much what I'm trying to tell you guys. And like I said, he's coming off of a loss. Immanuwel's coming off of 3 wins in a row. Which people will say, well, Corey, who did he fight? Who did he fight? I mean, he fought, can you let the guys know and let the fans know? Because you probably been to all 3 fights because they were all at the Maryland Live Casino or you knew about them. How has his comeback in your eyes, how has it looked? And do you think Aleem could fight at their world title level again?
I think he can
who
fight.
Has he fought? And who has he fought? Who are the guys that he's fought?
I remember the first guy he fought. It was a Latino guy. I don't remember his name. But I remember he had an upside down.
Hernandez?
I believe so. He was like 8 and 30
in 2021 on October 14th in the Maryland Live Casino, he stopped Hernandez. Do you remember that fight?
It was a body shot. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a little happened? Yeah, that fight only went, I believe, 1 or 2 rounds. That was a little gimme fight. Aleem, I think he fought that guy probably 175 or 1. It was something extremely high. Him really coming from 160. Looking at him on the scale, you could tell he had a lot of flat run his midsection.
Okay.
And I was looking like, damn, Aleem need to get down.
Yeah.
So that was a little gimme fight right there. So he, stopped him in the second. And then
that was to get him probably back in it, because I know before that he was training with the Charlo twins. He was giving them work. He was a sparring partner for the Charlo twins. He was definitely giving them work. But you just feel like 175 was a little bit too much for Aleem?
Yeah. I think he fought the guy. I want to say 175, or it could have been 180. He fought Hernandez at.
Okay, so it was more of a higher weight class. Wow.
I was like, he needs to get down. So right after that was a little gimme fight with Hernandez. And then after that, he fought a guy by the name of, I think, Malcolm Jones. Was that right after that?
He fought it right after that. It was about 4 months later in 2024. And February 24th, 2024, he fought Malcolm Jones, who was 17-3, and he wound up stopping him. How did that fight go?
It was kind of even, and then Jones started, coming in, with the body shots. And at that point, I was like, So anyway, before I even get to the fight, the weigh-in, Aleem had scaled down some more. I think he came in at 68, but he still, had some flab around the midsection.
Aleem coming from for the WBC Fear Box, super middleweight title, the same title that's actually going to be on the line, coming up on Aleem's card.
Yeah. So Aleem coming from the Aleem is only probably about 5'10". So him at 68, he still had, flab around the midsection. I was looking at him at the weigh-in. I was like, I'm sure he's in shape. Like, Andy Ruiz is a fat guy who has a lot of stamina and shape that can go.
Yeah.
He can't always go by the physical, but on the outside, it just didn't look good to win with the flab around the midsection.
But you gotta understand, we've seen Aleem at smaller weight classes, though. We've seen Aleem, and we've seen Aleem in tip-top shape. So this is not like we're we're just throwing this out of nowhere. We've seen Aleem, you know, sliced and diced. I mean, the guy's been chiseled out. You know what I mean? So I guess when you seen him like that, you was like, hold on, wait, I've seen him in way better shape than this. Is that what you're trying to refer to?
Right. Like I said, I'm sure he was in good shape because anybody that can fight 10 rounds got to be in good shape. But,
Facts.
looking at him physically around the midsection, you see the layer of fat. And I was like, he got to get down. So anyway,
yeah,
he fought Malcolm Jones. It was it was kind of even in the beginning. And then Malcolm started digging in with the body shots. Then at that point, it looked like, I was like, damn, he may be on to something. So he started, digging low, and I was like,
uh-oh.
And it looked like he's slowing down.
Uh-oh.
And the guy started, going low. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Aleem came with the overhand and knocked him down, I think, in the 4th round, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He knocked him down.
Yeah.
And if he would have knocked down, I don't know what would have happened. When he knocked him down, he could get up at the count of, I don't know, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And Aleem jump on him, wailing. The guy trying to hold him. He jumping on him, trying to, stop him. I think they stopped it that round, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, they went ahead and stopped it?
I believe so. The guy was he was coherent, but his legs, just stood,
yeah,
doing a little sneaky legs. So the ref came in and stopped it.
He went ahead and stopped it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, he fought, so that guy was 17-3. Then he turned around and fought a guy that was a tough Russian by the name of Vitaly Gubkin.
Vitaly Gubkin.
He was 10-5.
And he was 10-4 at the time.
Oh, 10-4. Okay.
10-4-1.
Right. So I'm a numbers guy. So I'm looking at it like, okay, he just fought a guy that was 17-3. Why is he going back fighting the guy 10-4? Like, I don't know. I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
The numbers go backwards. I'm like, I was looking like, what's going on here?
Yeah. What? How do you feel about? So did you, from that record, did you feel like it was going to be a good competition, or you just didn't know?
Vitaly Gubkin got stopped before by a lesser opponent some years ago. I didn't see it.
But
hold up. Hey, boxing fans, so we still gonna talk here. I don't know if anybody's in, but Vitaly Gubkin got stopped by some previous opponents, lesser than Aleem. So I had a feeling that Aleem was going to win.
So you okay. So how did that fight go?
I said the Russian guy was tough, but Aleem, won a unanimous decision. He hurt the Russian guy in the last round.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I don't remember what punch it was. But I remember the Russian guy kind of stumbling back.
Yeah.
And then, Aleem jumped on him.
Oh,
swinging. Then the Russian guy was, tying him up, holding him
and shit. Yeah.
And then Aleem jumped back on him. And he started finding some uppercuts. So the uppercuts started backing the dude up. Aleem jumped on him again, and the guy held him. So and Aleem wasn't able to get him out of there in the last round, but that was that was a solid fight for a guy 10-4. And
yeah.
I guess with that guy, Vitaly Gubkin, do you feel like that rose his stock up a little bit or not really? How do you feel about that last guy he fought?
I mean, I didn't really see, like I said, these are all untelevised fights. These were all fights that were at the Maryland Live Casino. If you're not there live, then do they put these fights on YouTube or anything like that? I couldn't find any of these replays or any of these, fights on any type of YouTube platform at all.
Nope.
So they don't have them. So yeah, so his last fights, the last 3 fights, if you're asking me how do I feel about it, well, 1, I wasn't there, and 2, there's nowhere to look at any of these fights on YouTube, so there's no way to see them. And 3, I'm pretty much going off of your opinion and your personal breakdown, but you were at the fight. So you feel like he hurt Gubkin in that last and final round. Which like I said, Gubkin was coming. He was coming into that fight on a four fight winning streak. So he lost a couple early, but like I said, it looked like he was 6-4 at one point, and then he strung off 4 wins in a row before fighting Aleem, and that might have showed a little bit in that fight. And that's probably why Aleem wasn't able to get him out of there. But I do see the judges had it one of the judge has it 98-91. Another judge had it 97-93. And then another judge had it 98-91. So, it was all types of breakdowns like that. So, they was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And, like I said, they had Aleem winning no matter what. So, he wound up getting that unanimous decision win. It wasn't a mid decision and it wasn't a split decision. So it was, a clear favorite win. He got that hard fought win. And now he's fighting Montiel next. And I think this Montiel guy, man, listen, man, he's got 23. He's 23-6-2. But the number that jumps out to me the most is that he's got 23 knockouts. So it's almost like you're getting in with a guy that can definitely punch. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So Aleem's got to have his guard up, and he's got to be ready, man. He's got to be ready, and he's got to be in that physical shape that we were talking about. None of the flab, none of the other, gut check, because I mean, listen, man, a guy can have flab like that, but eventually we know the shape that you can be in. We know the shape that you have came in before. We've seen you in better shape. That's all that DC's pretty much. I think that's what you're alluding to, that you've seen him in better shape than some of the weigh-ins that you've seen lately. So, like I said, we gotta see what a work Aleem has been doing, because guess what? When they weigh in, what this fight is going down on what day is this fight going down? October what? No, it's November. What is it?
I mean, November 9th, excuse me.
November 9th. Okay, so it's going down November 9th. So he's got a little over a month to go for this fight. And it's looking like, man, last time I checked his live stream out, he was in the gym. And he was about to go get that work. You know what I'm saying? He was about to put that work in. So, and like I said, you've talked to him, you've interviewed him. How's Aleem been sounding? And how do you, I mean, how's his spirit since coming up into this fight, man? I mean, you've interviewed him one-on-one recently, right? Would you interview him last week?
No, maybe 3-4 days ago.
3-4 days ago, yeah. So how did that go, man?
It went good. Lean face, don't look puffy. Look like he already been in the gym already, probably for the last few weeks or last month. When his face don't look puffy, his face look kind of slim, kind of normal. So, I feel like Aleem for this one, I think he may get down to price 65.
You think so?
I think he's gonna try to get down to 65 for this one.
Okay. All right. Well, we gotta see, man. We gotta see. Like I said, the numbers don't lie, and the scale don't lie. And when it comes down to it, the way your body is, it's not gonna lie. It's gonna show that we're gonna be able to see. When you say DC, we're gonna be able to see what type of work Aleem has been really doing. Come November. The way it'll be actually November 8th, though, right?
Yeah.
November 8th. All right, yeah. So to wrap this up, what's your final breakdown of this fight? And what's your final prediction, man? Because DC Mike definitely watches fights. And you tell me about the fights all the time, man. Let the fans know you're from the DC era. You've seen, him, Aleem fight numerous times on numerous cards. And so how do you see this fight going?
Well, like you just said a second ago, the thing that jumps out to you about Montiel is he had a 100% knockout ratio, 23 victories, all 23 by knockout. So he can obviously punch. I think it's obviously gonna be a good fight. Obviously, I think Aleem has to keep his hands up. He has to keep his hands up, keep his defense sharp, possibly defense first, maybe offense second. I don't know. I know for a fact his hands got to be up because any little slip up and this guy get one through, you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But besides that, Aleem is for good competition himself. He fought Hugo Centeno. Who did he fight? Petrov. He fought who's the guy he fought on Jared Hurd's undercard?
He fought Centeno too. And he fought Matav Korbov.
Yeah, Matt Korbov. So Aleem definitely
fought Ronald Ellis, which is the brother of Rashidi Ellis, I believe.
Yeah.
Speedy.
So Aleem definitely been in there with some really good guys, really tough competition. But this could possibly be the biggest puncher Aleem has faced. What do you think is the biggest puncher Aleem's faced? What's going on, everybody? Corey will be back in a hot second. I don't see anybody in just yet, but you guys stay tuned. He'll be back in. He just lost the signal. Give us a hot second. So we talking about Immanuwel Aleem versus Juan Montiel. It's gonna be in Maryland. Y'all get tickets, man. If you live in Virginia, get your ticket from Immanuwel Aleem or go to axs.com. Look up Jetta Promotions and buy your ticket. Tickets start at $65 to be at the casino in Maryland. So depending on how far down in Virginia you are, come to Maryland and watch a championship fight, man. Virginia's own Immanuwel Aleem taking on 100% knockout ratio artist Juan Montiel. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's been on TV numerous times. 100% knockout ratio. Aleem, former WBC silver middleweight champion. It's gonna be a good fight. Championship fight at the Maryland Casino. And on top of that, you never know who you may see there. You may see some reality TV stars. You may see some actors, some actresses. You never know. Y'all want to see a championship fight? Come to the casino. You back?
Yeah, all right, my bad. I'm back. But yeah, man, like I said, my breakdown of this fight, Corey Lee Boxing's official breakdown of this fight, seeing Montiel in action and seeing Aleem in action, this is going to be a fan-friendly fight. If you're in the DMV area,
yeah,
definitely check it out. Like I said, I truly believe this is going to be that type of fight. Somebody's going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's getting knocked out. Somebody's getting iced out for sure. We know Aleem has that power. Huh?
You said somebody getting knocked out.
Somebody's going to get knocked out of this fight. This is a 10-round fight or is it 12?
10.
10. Okay, so it's a scheduled 10. We know Aleem can go 10. Like I said, I want to really see, because both fighters in my eyes are going to have to bite down. At some point in this fight, they're going to have to fight. There's no two ways about it. There's no ducking. There's no dodging. Aleem has been in there with punchers before, so he knows how to deal with them. That's one of those things that I do. The 6 losses that Montiel has came from world-class fighters. So if Aleem's still on that world-class level, then we'll see that November 9th. And so what I'm thinking is, I'm really thinking that Immanuwel Aleem out of Richmond, Virginia, can stop and catch Montiel coming in. Because he likes to get aggressive if he feels like he can catch you. He does like to get aggressive at times. And that's actually bit him. That's actually worked against him before. So, I think Aleem can set traps. And I just hope he's getting, like we've talked about before, these fighters have to have the right sparring. Okay? You can't go in there with Joe Schmo and then fight a guy that's got 23 knockouts and think you're going to do awesome. It's just not gonna work like that. That's just not how things work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tough sparring, in my eyes, brings out world-class fighters. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know what I mean? If you're a world-class fighter, you'll show that in sparring, but more importantly, you'll really show that in the fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is gonna be a fight. This is not gonna be, we already know who's gonna win. No, this ain't gonna be one of them type of fights. That Mexican's coming, Montiel's coming to really fight. You know what I'm saying? He's probably looking at it like, I've been on the ass end of some, bad decisions or, fights that I think I should have won and stuff like that. And like I said, man, it's a lot to prove in this fight, man. This is a crossroads fight. Both guys have been on that world-class level and on television. That's another thing we haven't talked about. Both guys have been on television, multiple times. So this is a fight that's going down at the Maryland Live Casino on November 9th. Okay, the weigh-in is going to be November 8th. If you want to check the weigh-in out, hit up DCMikeTV.com. You know what I'm saying? For all of that, or go check his Instagram out. But like I said, wrapping it up, I think Aleem's going to win by knockout. Like I said, I have nothing against Montiel. I think Montiel will come and bring and possibly hurt Aleem at some point in the fight. But I think Aleem's gonna have to dig deep. I think he's gonna have to dig down, and he's gonna have to go somewhere where he might not. He might hasn't been in a little while. He might hasn't. He's only been stopped once, so he does know how that feels. But that was all the way in 2017. You know what I'm saying? So this is a clean 7 years later. You know what I mean? Will Montiel have him having those thoughts and have those feelings of getting stopped again? Can Montiel do that? Can he, push his game plan to the limit? And that's what it's going to come down to. And I just think that Aleem has enough, in my eyes, and he hasn't. That's another thing with those 6 losses. Those were hard-fought losses. Those were losses against world-class level. How many losses do you think a fighter can have, okay, until he's, until we've seen the best years of his career? And I think right now, Montiel's best years could be behind him. So, you know what I mean? I'm just going to be honest. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I'm calling what it is. You know what I mean? And like I said, on me thinking that, not knowing that, I'm going to go with Aleem, just from me thinking that, you know what I mean? Because he hasn't won a significant fight in a little while now. So I just want to see if he's been training and if he's been really committed to this boxing, is he's going to give it one last push and at that world-class level. Because like I said, he's fought Charlos of the world. He's fought, other notable, former or current world champions. And, he's been in there. He's been in there. We can't say he ain't been in there because he's been in there. Some fighters, we come on here and we're like, man, this guy ain't fought nobody, man. Who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? No, you can't say that about Montiel. You can't say that about Juan. He's been in there with some show enough hitters. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see if that can translate to a W for him come, November 9th.
So you feel like the fight is going to end in a knockout 100%. No doubt in your mind.
I really think if Montiel is the fighter that I think he is, and he's going to get real aggressive because he's going to definitely try to go in. This is more of a hometown fight for Aleem than Montiel. Montiel is really on, he's really on foreign soil. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, Aleem's going to have, 200 plus fans for him coming to see him. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't no motherfucking Montiel homecoming. You know what I'm saying? This ain't.
Wait, are you insinuating that, if the fight goes the distance, if it's a neck and neck, they're going to give it to? Is that what you insinuating?
I mean, I'm just saying, if it's a close fight, I'm pretty sure they're going to favor the hometown guy and the A-class fighter. in this fight, I mean, you can't really go but so much, but let's just be honest. Aleem is signed to, you know, White Boy Promotions, aka Jeter Promotions. So he is signed to him. So, I mean, listen, man, when it comes to the judges, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I think, at the end of the day, Aleem has still got to fight, and he still got to put in the work. He still got to, show the fans and show us as fight fans. He's got to show us, man, I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is a fucking massive statement fight. You know what I mean? Because the winner of this can go one or two ways. He can keep fighting on these local shows for maybe another one or two more fights, and then go, on a possible television. But there's gonna be the winner of this fight is gonna somehow, some way end up on TV. I just really feel like that. I really feel like that. That's where this fight is going. And I think Aleem is at that level where he can be on TV again. You know what I'm saying? If he can get this W. I think he's earned his shot. That this will be his, third or fourth win in a row. And to string off wins like that in boxing against winning opposition is just, as good as within itself. You know what I mean? He none of the guys he fought, Aleem's fought on his comeback, have had losing records. So they've all had winning records. And I think that this is going to be his toughest test in his last 4 fights.
Yeah.
Period.
With all that being said, obviously we can bet in the state of Maryland now. Do you think this particular fight needs to be in DraftKings to bet on?
All right. Yeah, you all right over there, COVID-19? What, you all right?
Yeah,
yeah. I hope everything good, though. That's what I'm saying. Make sure you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to put your face mask on. Make sure you. But yeah, I mean, with it being on DraftKings, I mean, it should be. It definitely should be. This is a a nationally ranked fight. This is a this is a fight with a lot of implications going forward. I mean, I've seen fights on these local shows, and I say 9 times out of 10, the loser of these fights, doesn't really amount to nothing at some point. But with this fight, man, this fight is different because I feel like this fight could be on TV. Actually, yeah, this fight could actually be on TV. And I haven't said that about a local show in a while. I've hadn't said that about a local show in a very, very, very long time. Where I was like, man, this is a sure enough. This could be an undercard fight for sure. Like if they had a triple header, this would be the opening fight. Yeah. So, I'm respecting both fighters. I'm giving both fighters a lot of fucking recognition on Core Elite Boxing right now. But it's justified. It's justified. Both guys been in there and they've been here before. This is more of a smaller show for both guys. I mean, both guys have fought over. Both guys have fought with over 10,000 plus fans, and they fought before in front of that. This is gonna. I mean, you're gonna be at the show possibly. So, and the promoter and shit like that. So, how many fans do you think is gonna be at this fight? Are they expecting?
Well, for the last 4 shows, he scaled it. So the capacity, if they open it all the way up, is 5,000. It's probably for the last 4 or 5 shows, he scaled it down to about 3,000. Now, depending on how ticket sales go, ticket sales sell. If it sell out before the show and more people are, itching to get more tickets, the casino could possibly open it all the way up. But it has to sell out, a week or 2 weeks before. And then fans have to be like, hey, I'm trying to get in. I need a ticket. Then the casino will open it up. But if not, if it don't sell out a week or 2 weeks before, then they're probably going to leave it where it's at, which is 3,000.
Okay, so about 3,000 fans?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Both guys have fought with over 10,000 fans before. So this is going to actually be a scale down. So I think that you're going to get the raw motherfucking fighter in this fight. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
fuck. I mean, nothing against the fans, nothing against the people that's gonna be watching this fight. But I think these two guys are gonna just get it in. Pause.
Yeah.
These guys are really gonna just get after it because they both got knockout, intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
One more,
saying?
yeah, one more
Like
thing.
they both, huh?
I don't mean to cut you off. One more thing. If the fight was to be on the betting odds, what do you think the betting odds would be going into the fight?
Going into the fight, what would I think the bet odds would be in this fight?
Who do you think would be a favorite? And who do you think
I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna stay stuck on. I think Aleem should be the favorite. Aleem's only got 3 losses. Um, he hasn't been in there with the level of competition I feel like that Montiel has been in there with, but Montiel didn't win any of those fights either. You know what I'm saying? So let's just call it what it is. We're not here to fucking D-ride on any of these fighters. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, man. Aleem's gonna have to earn this motherfucking win. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no gimme fight. So salute to the matchmakers on this fight because this is gonna be a good fight. I think this is gonna be your old-fashioned barn burner type of fight, right in the middle, right there in the motherfucking middle. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Aleem to exchange, and we know that Aleem to exchange a lot.
Yeah.
So what I mean? He's not gonna be ducking and trying to dodge and trying to fucking box him and the whole 10 rounds and all that shit. He's not gonna do a Shakur Stevenson over here, you guys. Sorry, but that's just not going. That's not going down like that. We're not dealing with that. These guys are the complete opposite in my eyes in a Shakur Stevenson. Which is a pure boxer.
Yeah.
These two guys are more closer to the, mixing and trade, you know what I mean? More the Archer Better Beefs, you know what I mean, of the world. Not saying that these guys got power like him, but what I'm saying is they get after it like him.
Yeah.
They get smash that like button too, man. We've been going for 42 minutes straight. You know what I'm saying? About one motherfucking fight. We haven't talked about any other fight but this one fight. And this fight is going down November the 9th, right?
Yeah.
Where can the fans catch this fight at?
At the Maryland Live Casino. So you guys in DC, come on up to the casino. From DC to casino, probably, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes. If you're coming from Virginia, it could take you anywhere up to an hour. But it's going to be a championship fight. Do you think this is a 50-50 fight? Or how would you weigh this fight percentage-wise?
Like I said, I still think that right now, I still think that Aleem is the favorite going into this fight, and I think right now, if I had to put a betting odds on this fight, I would say that it would be more of a 60-40 type of fight right now. But I'm not diminishing Montiel at all. I'm just saying if Aleem is at that top level, which I think he's still hovering around that top world-class top level, top 10 talent. I think Aleem could be a top 10 talent if he just gets his mental right and he's get his focus right and he keeps fighting. That's the main thing, man. He's got to keep busy, man. And that's what he's been doing lately. He's been busy. So that's why I'm picking him as well. I don't know how busy Montiel has been, but I'm almost positive he hasn't been as busy as Aleem has been, because he's fought 3 times. This will be his 4th fight in, I believe, a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty. That's a fight every 4 months at least, every 4 to 5 months at least. You know what I mean? So that's pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get 4 fights in about a year and a half. I mean, the Earl Spencers, the Terrence Crawfords, the fucking a lot of these other fighters aren't fighting like that. You know what I mean? They're not fighting that much, Shit, hell, we ain't seen Danny Garcia since 2 weeks ago when he fought Lord. We ain't seen Danny Garcia in about 2-3 years, man.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's just like, these fighters they're fighting, but they're not as fighting frequently as us boxing fans, if we're gonna fuck with you, if we're gonna rock with you, I mean, give us what we want. Pause. We want to see fights. We want to see, you know, big time matchups.
Yeah.
I think that this is a big time matchup on a lower level. You know what I'm saying? On a lower level. You know, both of these guys I feel like are the top 50 in my eyes. And both of these guys are putting themselves in position to get that next fight, man, to actually really put their name, you know, in the history. Because listen, man, no matter how you look at it, the winner of this fight is looking at least 1 to 2 fights, 3 fights maximum, and they'll be in a world title fight. I mean, the winner of this fight could possibly be in a world title fight his next fight. Because mind you, some of the champions, they don't Aleem or Montiel does not have to exclusively be okay a fucking mandatory. Okay, they can get, you know, special permission to fight a fighter like Aleem or to fight a fighter like Montiel. You know what I mean? You know, so they don't have to be the #1 ranked in the IBF or the #1 ranked in the WBA to fight a world title type of fight.
You just got to be in the top 10.
You got to be in the top 10 and see. But right now is at the 168-pound division is fucking clogged up with Canelo Alvarez. I mean, he's got all the fucking belts, man. So I don't see Aleem or Montiel winning this fight and fighting Canelo Alvarez next. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Now, if either fighter can fight this fight at 168, do well, okay, put themselves back on the map again, I feel like that the winner, if they could possibly make 160, a lot of shit opens up then. Yeah. A lot of shit opens up then. A lot of fights. And that's why I'm saying if the winner of this fight can make 160, everything can change for them. Everything can change for them. Their life can change in a matter of months if they can make that weight. So that's why I'm real curious to see what these two guys come in at weight and can they make weight? And, you know, not only that, okay, can they make weight, but how do they look at the weight? You know what I'm saying?
So as far as the statement,
factor in the can we ask one of these fighters to try to make 160? You know what I'm saying? Montiel or Aleem. You know.
So as far as the statement, for Aleem to get a statement fight, does that mean he have to just win, or you feel like he needs to get a TKO to make a statement in this fight?
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna try to invite Aleem because he just inboxed me. So hold on real quick. I'll be right back, DC. Break down. Just let the fans know what to possibly expect coming up, November 9th. I mean, let them know about some of the other quick fights real quick. And I'm gonna DM Aleem real quick, see if we can get him on, you guys, and then I'll be right back. All right.
All right. So yeah, y'all, November 9th is gonna be where it's set in Maryland, man. And obviously November 9th is a commemorative date, just in case for y'all boxing fans, for y'all diehard boxing fans that don't know, November 9th is when Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield in '96, so that's a commemorative date in itself. But we have a commemorative fight November 9th at the Maryland Casino. That's gonna be a commemorative fight. Anybody fight November 9th, it's the commemorative fight, commemorative date, so it's gonna be a big fight. Corey right now is trying to grab Immanuwel to bring him in real quick. I already talked to Immanuwel a few days ago, but I'm gonna have Corey ask him some questions if we can get him to jump in. And I think this particular card on November 9th is gonna be about maybe 10 or 11 fights. You got another hard puncher from Baltimore at 140, Ahmad Muhammad Jones. I forgot who he's matched up against, but he has an opponent. Corey is coming back in a hot second. Okay.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, man. So I just DM'd Aleem, and I just talked to him. I mean, I just I just DM'd him. So if he does come on, he'll let me know in the next 5 minutes, I guess. So we'll try to go on for a little bit longer. But yeah, man, I'm stoked about this motherfucking fight, man. You know what I mean? I'm fired up. You know what I mean? Because we need one of these type of fights in the DMV area, man. We need more of these motherfucking fights. You know what I mean? Where it's
especially
more
on
of
a
a
lower level.
50-50 fight instead of a fucking 90-10 fight. My bad, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we do, though, man. We do, because this is a good fight. This is a really good crossroads. Both guys been in there with, world champions. Straight up.
So what do you think the keys to victory for Aleem is?
So the keys to victory for Aleem, okay, is going to be definitely movement. Okay, head movement and body movement, and you got to have your feet movement as well. You got to have your footwork as well, because you got to be able to get out of the line of fire in the striking range on a dangerous puncher like Montiel with 23 wins, but also 23 knockouts. Okay, DC Mike's doing his, DC Mayweather DC type of, you know what I mean? Yeah, the shoulder roll mixed with the, yeah. So, but yeah, man, like I said, the keys of victory: head movement, footwork. Number two, number three would be, offense. You know, first two, just because Montiel has so high of a knockout ratio, I would say both of those things could fall under, defense, head movement and footwork. But also you need to have good footwork when you're on offense as well. Okay. So you can use your foot, you can use your feet for defense, but you can also use your feet and put you in position for offensive moves as well. And what Aleem is going to have to do is he's going to have to be a really good counter puncher, because I think he can catch Montiel coming in. And I think he will catch Montiel coming in, actually. You know what I mean? I think he will. And but I'm just saying that this is going to be the best Aleem that I think is going to be physically fit. I'm thinking in my mind, the Aleem I'm talking about right now is going to be physically fit. He's going to be dialed in mentally, and he's going to be ready for motherfucking war. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we're going to get that Aleem come motherfucking November 9th. I don't know that. But what I'm saying is that's the Aleem that I think we're going to get. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, I'll know more weigh-in night. You know what I'm saying? So we might have to do a post weigh-in and possibly a post fight for this matchup, man. This is I mean, how do you feel about this matchup? Do you feel like y'all get big fights, like, crossroads fights like this a lot? Or, I mean, how do you feel about this fight? You're a DC native. Do you get a lot of these, action-packed, high KO ratio fights?
No. Normally for the main event, it normally be like a 70-30 type deal. Like the local shows on the main event level, it'd be like 70-30 type deal. Or sometimes it may be 60-40, but most times, unless the B-side coming in and catch the local guy with a punch he don't see, it knocks him out. But other than that, the main event, I mean, because Short Dog, I mean, his fights were really good too. Short Dog was in there about 2 or 3 times with guys that, looked like he was gonna get the knockout, and all of a sudden the guys started coming back on him.
Okay, that's a good fight. Yeah, because you were saying one of them joints is his nose was leaking, right?
Yeah, damn near his last 3 or 4 fights, yeah.
Damn, so they did bust him up pretty good, but he wound up getting the win, though. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow. So, but he had to earn it, though.
Yeah, it's like every time Short Dog fights him, man, he always get a knockdown. He always gonna get that off somebody. Going down at least once or twice.
Okay.
And then, but his last 2 guys, at the casino specifically, the last 2, he got some highlight reels on them, but they got back up, and they was battling back with him, and it went to the whole 10 rounds. So, but as far as this one, I would say this is probably like the most excited fight I've seen on a local level that I've been excited about probably since he had his network card at the casino, and that was in 2017.
So this is the big. This is probably one of the biggest, lower level crossroads. But both guys are TV known on a lower level show like this.
Yeah.
Mind you, Charlo and Montiel, that was a pretty big fight at that time as well.
Yeah.
So he's been on that top level. In Aleem versus, some of the other guys he was with. I remember him versus DeMar Nicholson. That was on TV. Yeah. So, I mean, these guys have been on TV for sure. PBC. Both guys been on PBC.
Yep.
And so with Al Heyman and all of them, Sam Watson, shout out to Sam Watson, the Watson twins. I mean, brothers or whatever. And, this is the first fight you feel like that you've seen in the last 7 years that's like more of a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, on a lower level show, I think so.
And both guys been in there with world champions, current or former.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I think Juan Montiel. I think he challenged for the world title twice, if I'm not mistaken.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And Aleem has had a piece of the world title. You know what I mean? With that WBC silver title. He did win that silver title. And at some point, WBC got so many fucking belts, man. It's absurd. It's just like insanity. They're fighting for a WBC belt this time.
Yeah, they got a
WBC FICO box belt or whatever like that. So it's a lot of belts out there, man. Listen, man. There should be only one champion, okay, in each weight class. But right now, you can have upwards of, minimum you're gonna have is, at most of these weight classes is 4 champions. Okay. Yeah. But the maximum you can have with all these interim belts and these side belts but the only thing about the interim belt is you're pretty much a champion in waiting if you can get to that next level. Your next fight is going to be pretty much, for a world title. And, with the interim belts, you could be looking at guys at, 8 guys, because, the IBF, I believe, has an interim belt. The WBA has an interim belt. The WBO has an interim belt. The WBC has an interim belt. So a lot of these interim champions think that they are champions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell them nothing, man. I'm waiting to fight the champion, and I feel like I'm champion right now. I got the belt. Shit, they gave me the belt. So you know what I'm saying? When you tell a fighter, especially a lot of these fighters, man, they haven't had a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of these fighters come from fucked up homes, fucked up living situations. Like take example for Tank Davis, man. He's came from Baltimore, from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And he's at the top of the motherfucking sport right now. But that took a lot of hard work. That took a lot of dedication, you guys. And that took a lot of, instead of everybody going right, I'm going left. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of fighter you got to have on the inside of the ring. And guess what, you guys? More importantly, on the outside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to wear both shoes. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to do that because a lot of these fighters pick up habits and it affects them in the ring. Drinking, smoking, freaking off, no, you know what I'm saying? But doing other wild shit. So it's like when you are a fighter, you have to be almost 100% in that zone. You know what I mean? At all times. You got to be dialed in because your opponent could be possibly dialed in, man. And if you're not dialed in and he's dialed in, guess what? Pop goes the weasel, man. It's a wrap for you, man. You getting iced out, carried out. You know what I mean? And we've seen it happen so many times
Yeah.
For fighters that say, "Oh, I got him, man. He don't know me. He don't know what I've been through. He don't know me. Shit, I got this one. You better get him somebody to help him up. I'm knocking this dude the fuck out." And then they be on the ass end of a knockout.
Yeah.
And you be like, "Damn, I can't." I don't. When you say DC, you probably interviewing him. You like, man, I don't even want to bring up what he said before the fight, man.
Man, what? Oh my God. You
You
hear
know, I
anything
know
back
you.
from
I know you
Aleem?
done had that happen to you before.
Yeah. You hear anything back from Aleem?
Let me check real quick.
We're trying to get Aleem on real quick, guys. Is anybody in here? Nobody's in. I guess you guys will look later, but we're trying to get Aleem in. So y'all just stay tuned, man. If y'all don't watch this now, you guys will watch it in a bit.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I just hit Aleem up, man, and he did look at it 8 minutes ago, but he didn't respond. Like I said, man, he probably got something else to do. We got something else to do. I got a business to run outside of this shit. I
Yeah,
have a whole life, family, all that shit. So you gotta understand, man. I'm not no disrespect to none of these fighters. You know what I'm saying? I love them all. You know, especially the ones close to the city. But I ain't chasing no fighters. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. You know what I mean?
yeah,
This is Corley Boxing. I do this shit at my leisure. I don't, you know, I'm gonna just give you guys the breakdown of how I feel like the shit going down. Now, if they pay me some really good life changing money to get to that, you know what I mean? But like I said, me and DC been in this boxing shit for years, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, shout out to the guys that actually can make a living doing this boxing shit, you know.
yeah,
Like the guys that out here that are doing, you know, really good, you know. But me and DC, we got a real job, you know. Well, he got a job, I got a job, you know, I got my own business. And you know, we got to make shit happen outside of this media shit. You know what I mean? This
yeah,
media shit don't pay none of my bills. You know what I'm saying? So I just get to it. You know what I mean? I tell you guys exactly how I feel, and I don't sugarcoat shit. You know what I mean? If I gotta see these fighters and interview them after, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to see the best fight the best, and I think that this fight that we're gonna see, you guys, I'm really trying to go to this fight. I think I'm gonna go to this fight. You know, I'll let you guys know more towards. I'll let you guys know when we do the video on the way in. We'll do me and DC Michael come back in here. DC, you down?
What? Do the video on the way-in?
Yeah, after the weigh-in. Yeah, after the weigh-in, post weigh-in joint.
Okay. What do you mean? You're gonna?
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
probably do, you know, a little quick video. You know what I mean? Me and you get on here. If you're gonna be it, you're gonna be at the weigh-in, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so he'll be at the weigh-in, you guys. So if he's at the weigh-in, I'll bring him back on if he's got time, and we'll talk about the weigh-in. And like I said, if I go to the fight or if I go to the weigh, I might go to the weigh-in and the fight. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know. But yeah, man, just let the fans know where to find you at DC. I'm gonna wrap this up. Like I said, I sent the link out. You know, he's seen it, but he didn't respond. So, like I said, and Juan Montiel, we were gonna try to get him on today, you guys. Because we're not trying to show any favoritism for these fighters. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to, you know, call it what it is. But
Yeah.
Montiel is, you said Montiel was what, Spanish only? What was he?
Yeah, he Latino. Yep.
So he doesn't speak any English.
I don't think so.
And I was asking DC, maybe we can get a translate on here, but I don't speak Spanish. DC, do you speak Spanish?
Poquito hablo español.
All right. ¿Qué pasa? Yeah. Yeah. So
Poquito.
I don't speak Spanish
Un
like that. You know,
poco
I'm
hablo
okay, but
español.
huh?
Hace un poco hablo español.
Poquito español. Okay.
Yeah, poquito, un poco. You know.
All right. So where you can find me at, man, you know, is Corey Lee Boxing on here on Instagram at Corey Lee Boxing. And you know, yeah, so you can hit us both up on the IG if you need to DM us any future fighters, any fighters coming up. We'd love to interview you guys. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, we do it for the love of the sport. You know, DC does get paid, you know, some for doing this type of stuff. I don't get paid at all. You know what I mean? My monetization ain't even working. So I'm just doing it off the strength right now. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I'm just doing it straight off the strength, straight off, the muscle. And it's like, you know what I mean? I'm giving you guys what a lot of these other motherfucking platforms ain't gonna give you real life live streams. And ain't nobody gave me a dime for saying shit that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just coming at you guys direct. But yeah, man, let me and DC head out. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Corey Lee Boxing, and you've definitely been hit with another banger. Peace out, you guys. Later.
Peace out, y'all.